Good evening everybody and welcome to TLR Season 1, Race 2 of the season at the Bahrain Grand Prix. And joining me tonight is Jess. How are you doing?
I am doing great. Bahrain is a great track for racing and league racing in general. It's produced some classics in the past, so I'm really excited to see what the drivers have in store for us tonight.
Indeed, definitely, and I think it should be a good one. Bahrain has that very long pit straight going into turn 1. Plenty of overtaking opportunities around here, particularly on that pit straight heading into turn 1. And then after that, you've got that counter attack after turn 1, turn 2. We've got another DRS zone where the driver who has been overtaken can have a chance of re-overtaking again. So we should see plenty of battles tonight, I think, this evening. And we've got another DRS zone as well after the double left-handers, which can prompt a little bit of overtaking, but isn't guaranteed. So I think we're in for a very good race with plenty of battles on circuit tonight. And Bahrain is a spectacle in its own. It's a night race under the floodlights. It should be a cracking one, I think.
It's known for being a power circuit, really, so I expect we will see some overtaking in the DRS straights. We find the DRS trains especially tend to be very interesting, whereas in Monza, for example, the DRS trains tend to hinder your race, whereas in Bahrain, it kind of helps them, and that's what makes it so alive. We've seen back in 2014, Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg having a titanic battle under the floodlights in the first night race. It was sensational, and that's probably one of the favourite battles from the Bahrain races to date from 2014.
Absolutely, yeah, and that was a cracking battle. I remember being on the edge of my seat for the whole race, biting my nails and just waiting for the worst to happen, and it didn't happen. And I can't believe, even to this day, that nothing happened in that race. But we're in qualifying right now. It's esports time technically, and we're ready for people to start going out the circuit. And again, we'll see this trend where people will go out initially to do their initial laps, get a feel for the circuit. They might not have done a lot of practice for this event, but many of these guys take it seriously, so they probably would have done. But it'll be their chance to get a feel for the track, and as the track starts rubbering in throughout the whole session, we'll see those times tumble. Rain, in regards to that, unlikely at Bahrain, so we should be seeing the drivers really going for it. But you could see a mix of strategies in this race. People might choose to start on the medium compound tyres, and particularly outside the top 10. If you start outside the top 10, you've got the chance of using the hard tyre or the medium as well. So I think it's all to play for here in this race, and I think qualifying will be very key in terms of how the race will go forward, and there's going to be plenty of chances of different sort of strategies being played out in this race. So I'm excited. I definitely am excited for this race.
Yeah, definitely. We see people taking a gamble and doing the two-stop, but I haven't seen that too much recently. So yeah, medium will probably be the best starting tyre if you're inside the top 10. It just gets a bit of a feel, really, whereas the hards doesn't really stick to the track at the start of the race, but at the end of the race it really comes alive, and we see people putting out fastest laps like no tomorrow. So I think we'll see the hards be very good towards the end, and the mediums very good towards the beginning of the race. But we've seen in previous TLR seasons, well, I have anyway, I'm sure you've seen the same, Dom, where a lot of people, quite a few people, that did the alternate strategy, but some people, some fast drivers, it worked. But it does depend on your setup and how fast you are and how committed you are to this circuit, so it's entirely up to the drivers.
Definitely, yeah, and it can be absolutely mental with safety cars as well, as we got a yellow on circuit, yellow flag, so seemingly someone's had a bit of a mess somewhere. But you're definitely, just coming on to your point, strategy can be very important. If you run the alternate strategy and you have a safety car, I mean, it can work wonders for you, absolutely. So it can mix things up, and I think people who are outside top 10 who maybe don't have the pace in qualifying maybe will choose that gamble and go for that different strategy to roll the dice, because anything can happen in racing in general, and we've got that chance tonight where people can really go for it. Talking about really going for it, Barry 23 is currently on a lap in the Haas, and he's gone through turn 1 and turn 2 for the first time, and he's one of the first people to be starting a lap here. He is on that hard tyre, so again, expect the times that he starts setting to be relatively slower than he will be doing towards the end of the session. He's navigating through that for the right-hander nicely. Let's see what's going to be in the first sector. It's a 29.1. He goes through the right and now the left section here, and it's very easy to get on the curb on the exit curb. If you get on the exit curb, your car will basically bottom out and you can actually go for a spin. So it's very important to be careful on the curbs around this track. Now heading into this double left-hand die, I absolutely hate this sector corners here. It's so hard to get the braking correct, but he's nailed that pretty nicely. He's on the DRS, a little bit of oversteer on the exit, and another yellow flag into the 2, so I wonder what's going on. People definitely being caught out early on. Now through here, the right-hander here, and now it's a really, got to be careful of the throttle still here, and now we've got the sweeping right-hander coming up now. It's flat out through here, and then another right-hander coming up now. Breaks down into actually fourth gear. Gets a lot of understeer. I probably would have chosen third gear myself and then short shifted up the fourth to get a better exit. And now heading into the final corner, it's very tricky to hit your braking zone correctly because the corner is initially blind. Down into fourth gear, turns it in nicely, doesn't run it too wide, and that's a run to line for Barry. Let's see what he'll do as an initial lap. It's going to be a 1 minute 30.8, and actually it was Alien who was in the first lap. He did a 32.0 on the hard tyre, but expect the time to tumble. LRT Ninja, currently out there in the McLaren, he's one to watch. Definitely has really good pace in Australia. He's definitely really one to watch now. He's done a 7.8 in the middle sector. As now F1 Tizela is currently on top on the hard side, 28.7 times of tumbling. Mike Marshmallow, last race winner in Australia, 29.0 for him. So times of tumbling, times already coming in very quickly, very fast. Ninja, what can he do? A little bit of oversteer on the exit, and that's not ideal. Hits the DRS, crossing the line now. That's definitely cost him some time. It puts him on a 30.1.
Okay.
Anybody else? Go on.
Sorry about that.
Go on.
But there's quite a few people, I think, just going out on for the insulation. I think Jamie's out at the moment. Cathle's about to start his lap as well. So, yeah, it is starting to get quite busy right now. But it will be the calm before the storm when we get around about 3 minutes to go. So, these are not the representative lap times yet, but F1 Cesaro, 128.7. That is pretty good lap time on the hards, I must say. It's a good benchmark.
Jamie just gone 6th. It's on 29.9. So Mike's is obviously on that 29.0. So watch out for him. He's going to be wanting to get some time back there. Talk about last race, Mike won in Australia, and we had LRT Ninja in second place. And again, as I mentioned earlier, he has some serious pace, and if he can deliver that, he was very unlucky last race in terms of being caught up in an early incident with one of the Renaults. So he came back through and came second, which was a really good comeback drive for him. He's definitely one to watch. I think he's got some serious pace in the race in particular. Anybody else up there that maybe has to settle? I've got Jack RT out there in the Renault. He, again, has pace. He showed it last weekend, but retired, unfortunately. Renault were running really well last time out. There's a 34.8, but that isn't representative for him. He's probably going to go for another lap, and he's done already 2 laps on that hard tyre. So whether he's been invalidating a little bit here and there, I probably would assume he has been, but at the same time, he's probably just getting a feel for the surface, and we'll see what he can do. His own teammate was a Street Gamer in 7th place. Again, these two Renault boys have the potential to be right up there. The Red Bull boys, Mike and RBZ, are going to be really up the front this season, but the Renault boys can really take the fight to the Red Bull. But last time out, they had the race to forget. They started off really well, almost like a Haas 2018 situation where they were running in 4th and 5th, and it all crumbled. So really hope that Renault can really bring it back this weekend, because they've got 2 really good drivers who seem to have it in qualifying, but also have it in the race, which is obviously indeed really important because where points are delivered. Street Gamer, though, is on a lap at the moment. He's still on the hard tyre. Let's see what he will be able to do. He's coming around the final corner now, down into 3rd gear, turns it in up to 4th from the exit to get better traction. Let's see if he does improve on his previous best. He did 29.8 earlier, crossing the line, and 28.9 puts him P2. And you know what? That's a very good lap on 3-lap-old hard. So he's showing that he's got a bit of time to play with, and that's not the best lap in terms of his tyres being at the optimal range. So that's very good from him. Again, showing what sort of pace he has really got in the tank. Not many people on the soft tyres though, Jess, at the moment.
No, well, to be honest, it's what I was kind of expecting, but the ones who I was expecting to be on the soft tyres, I think, probably want a bit of glory. They may just want to get pole, but they're pretty much going to be ones to watch at the start of the race, because the tyres start to degrade a bit more pretty much towards lap 5 or 6 in Bahrain in the soft. So I'm guessing they don't want to go on the soft, but I'm guessing they might do a Lewis Hamilton tactic. They may slow down on the line, and looks like Cathle's that is not particularly quick on the softs anyway. I was expecting a 127 on the soft, so I think they'll need to improve on that. But as you were saying earlier about the Renault boys, I think they can step it up and challenge the Red Bull guys, because it's not just about the Drivers' Championship, it's all about the Constructors as well. The teammates working together as well. And both of these guys were in the RR3 Championship hub before they resigned, and then they joined back for this league as well. So they could put up a really good fight to RBZ, obviously, who won last season, and obviously Mike Marshmallow, who did well in ILR2 as well. So yeah, bring it on for that Constructors fight also.
Absolutely, yeah. And talking about, I mean, Constructors Championship as a whole, Red Bull lead the way on 40 points because RBZ had a tough race in Australia, but still came on the podium, which showed how good he is and how he can really mentally bring it. But Alfa Romeo are currently sitting second, and that's because both Jamie and Cheesy Dreams did a solid job coming home in the points, and a lot of people retired out of last race because of collisions, and they just came home, took the points, took the prizes, and they're currently sitting second place, and that could be Renault's second place at this point. And it's a shame what happened to them in Australia. McLaren currently in third in the Constructors Championship, and then Ferrari in fourth, Mercedes in fifth. But what I have to exaggerate a lot is, even if the race isn't going well, it's always worth trying to bring it home, because you never know what happens in racing. Someone in front of you, there could be a massive collision, and you can get back in to get a few points on the board, and points do mean prizes. It means a lot for the Drivers' Championship, but it also means a lot for the Constructors and delivering that and showing sort of how good team continuity between both drivers and the team. So I think, definitely Renault, I'm going to take that on board, and I think Street Gamer and Jack can deliver that, and we'll see that a lot with Red Bull as well this season with Mike and RBZ. They're going to be determined to deliver the best they can over the course of the season to deliver that Constructors Championship, but also think about the fight for the drivers. And there's definitely a big fight for this Drivers' Championship. There's at least 7 guys who can, 7-8 guys who can really go for it and challenge it. Mike is very quick, but also the other people around him, RBZ's definitely got the potential. Ninja's got the potential. Jack RT has really got the speed. Street Gamer's got the speed as well. There's plenty of drivers who can bring the challenge as well this season. And Mike might be leading it now, but it doesn't mean he'll be leading it in 1, 2, 3 races time. So we'll see how the season progresses. I think it's a really exciting season because we're going to see a lot of progression with these drivers too, because we're at the very end of the game cycle. People are going to get faster and faster to play it more and more, and it's going to be, I think, thrilling to watch to see the pace progression from drivers as well.
Yes, because for some of these guys last season it was their very first time using no assist, so it's still quite new to them, still quite alien to them. And for some of these guys, the progression we've seen is that they started off really slow in the no assist land, but they're starting to pick up the pace a little bit, and we see the likes of Barry as well. I think this is Barry's first ever season without any assists at all, because he was in RR4 last season because I think he was just running line, so he's trying to adapt to running no line at all, and I think he's done quite well. He got a point last week, but I'm sure he would like more than that. He must be finding it really challenging to compete with the likes of RBZ, the likes of the RR3 boys and the RR2 boys as well. But also we've got the likes of that, who was also in the same ballpark as well, who he's finding it to adapt originally, but he's actually doing all right. P5 at the moment, but he's on now. He's stayed on the same sound on the half screen. I'm not sure if it's the same on yours, but he's still on 3 lap.
He definitely is, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm guessing he's not meant to do that. He might have wanted to select some other hard tyres, but I'm going on the medium compound. This means business here. We are at the crucial stages of Bahrain.
Absolutely, yeah. We've got 5 minutes to go, and people are botting on the medium tyres. A lot of people on that medium, and that definitely indicates to us what strategy these boys are really focusing on here. Jamie at the moment is on a lap. He's one of the only guys who kind of sort of caught the dust early and went for it very early on and put on another set of hard tyres, which I find very surprising. Whether he's just doing an outlap and then going again, I'm not sure. It just displays as an outlap for now, but I'm pretty sure he was doing a flying lap. Let's see, we've got Alien Crayon out there at the moment. He's 4 tenths down on his previous best. So let's keep an eye on Jamie for now as well, because I do think he is going for a lap.
Yep, he is. So he's just about to start out on the other side of the hard as well. So yeah, I think he's going to try to improve on his time. No, he's not. He's pitting.
He's into this. Okay. Yeah, he's into this. So he's doing what I thought he was doing. He's gone for an outlap on the hards, and come back in again, which I don't know why. Interesting strategy there from him. Alien Crayon staying out there on hard tyres, on 7 lap old hard tyres. I'm wondering if he thinks he can't get into the top 10. He's just roaming around on that hard tyre to get more feel on the circuit. And that's a quite good idea, if I'm being honest. So he's probably just going to get the free choice of tyres for the race and be prepared properly for that race. Adam R in the Williams again has good turn of speed. We saw that in qualifying in Australia. He did qualify on pole there, but they couldn't deliver it in the race. So here comes Adam now, goes through the level left-hander now. He's on the hard tyre. He's currently in 5th place, 3 lap old hards, but he's up already in the first sector, so he has got definitely time to find. He's coming through the left-hander now, brakes before 15 ball down into 4th gear, turns it in, careful on the throttle, which he is very much careful, and now through the sweeping left, and now the sweeping right, being careful not to go to curb on the left-hand side, braking down into 4th gear, and needs a good exit, a little bit of oversteer on the exit, and now this mini straight here before entering into the last corner. This is where your lap can be either improved upon or even just completely lost. Through the last corner, turns it in nicely, doesn't run it on the exit curb too much, and let's see what this time's going to be for the Williams, and he puts it into the pit lane. So he's pitted again. He's definitely going to go on a set. Was it validated? Right.
Yeah,
okay.
It was showing red on my screen, but I didn't interrupt you. But yeah, I don't know where he cut the corner or anything like that, but yeah, it wasn't the fast lap time.
No. Gisela at the moment, his own teammate, is going for another one. He's up in the first sector by 2 and a bit tenths of a second, so he's through the left, the right and the left section now, and now into this hairpin, which is so tricky on this game. He's turned it in nicely a little bit. I think he's outbroken himself slightly, but he'll get a better exit as a result. Double left-handers now, very tricky to navigate down into 2nd gear, turns it in nicely, and then careful on the exit. Don't ride the exit club too much, which he hasn't done on the DRS. And now it's coming up to the next corner, coming up now, brakes before the 50-meter board, down into 4th gear, turns it in nicely, careful on that throttle pedal, and now through the left section, and now the right is all flat out here. Just be careful with opening up the steering, and now heads into the penultimate corner, down into 4th gear, turns it in nicely. He's up by a couple of tenths here, so it's definitely looking good on the medium tyres. Now he's heading into this final corner. Can he get this spot on? He breaks down into 4th gear, turns it in nicely, needs a good exit, doesn't ride it wide. This is a good lap, I think. Here he comes across the line. It's going to be a 1 minute 27.9, and he is on pole position by 8 tenths of a second so far. But Mike Marshmallow is coming out the circuit in the final 2 minutes. He showed in Australia that he can really improve in these final 2 minutes and can deliver it when he needs to do the most. So watch out for Mike Marshmallow. Street Gamer's out there at the moment as well. He's down in that first sector. IRT Ninja is also out there at the moment. So they're all going for laps times, Jess, and it's getting very, very busy, and times are going to tumble in these final 2 minutes.
Yep, but it's a calm before the storm. They want to get their laps in as quickly as possible. We've got RBZ. Whoa! RBZ was very quick in that second sector. I expect this is going to be a very quick lap time from him. Hopefully he's going to help his teammate out. He's come across the line now. It's 128.3 P2. So we've got a Red Bull 2-3 at the moment. So that is looking good for the Red Bull camp. And I think that's it for RBZ. I think I won't be surprised if he gets a bit of a tow from his teammate, because he knows that he's fast or something like that. I don't know, because I don't think he'll have time to go again unless he cuts the corner or something like that. So yeah, I think he'll just help his teammate out at some point. Ninja, I think Ninja's about to start his final lap. Jack RT crossed the line, still not an improvement from him, so he's going to have one more chance to get a lap in. Ace Face is going for the DRS straight now, so yeah, it is crunch time.
Ninja's lost the rear end, and that's going to cost him time. What's his first sector? He's neck and neck with his last lap, but he's lost a lot of time. He lost the rear end there, and I don't know if he's overcooked his tyres. We'll keep an eye on his progress, but also keep an eye on Mike Marshmallow. Somebody who's just going on over the radar is Jamie. He's currently P3 on a 28.4, and that's a very good lap by him for the Alfa Romeo, and that's going to be a great opportunity for some great points. Watch out for his teammate GG Dreams as well. He's down in 13th at the moment, but times are tumbling as now RBZ. Is he just gone second place? Actually, no, he was already second place already, so ignore me. But Ninja, let's keep an eye on him. Let's see what his progress is. Middle sector, what is it? He's up by 6 tenths. So this is going to be roughly in the Jamie RBZ ballpark, I think. If he didn't lose that rear end, I think he would be definitely on on charge for second place here, and he's back. Has he backed out? He has backed out. He's made a mistake somewhere. Mike Marshmallow, though, let's watch him. He currently is in P6 and needs to deliver a fantastic lap here if he is to get anywhere near that front row. He's coming through now. Is he up in the middle sector? He is up by 0.6 of a second. He's really going for it here. Let's keep with Mike, current championship leader. Can he deliver and put it on the front row or even beat F1 Chisela, who put in a stonking lap time earlier on through the last corner? Mike needs a good exit here, not running on the exit curb too much, and he is a little bit on the exit curb, but it's not too bad. Coming across the line, what's it going to be? It's pole! He's on pole position by 0.007 of a second. He beats F1 Chisela just about, but Chisela tries to beat him again. He does beat him again. He's a 27.633, puts him on pole position, and steals it away from Mike when Mike had it in his pocket. So well done to F1 Chisela. He's on pole position. ILRT Buttons in third on the soft tyres, so fair play to him, but he'll be starting on the not so great compound. Jamie down in 7th place. He's back in the pit lane, unfortunately, but that has been your qualifying session, and 1 minute Mike had it, and the next minute F1 Chisela had it again. So fair play, and it was facing to Australia, where it was between Adam R and Mike. Mike had it, and then Adam R took it away again. So similar story, but with a different Williams.
Yeah, it must be a Williams versus Mike thing, which is great to see. It's nice to see a different driver fight Mike as well. It's absolutely brilliant. Another driver gone up and down under the radar a little bit. Alien Crayon, he was down there, lower down in the field, and he's now in a third and fourth place at the moment on the medium compounded tyres. That is a very good position to be at the start of the race. Let's hope he doesn't get involved in trouble. It's looking very good for him though. And also Adam in 5th as well. Surely he hopefully can improve as well. But I'll let you go through the standings, Dom.
Yeah, so F1 Chisela takes pole position in Bahrain ahead of Mike Marshmallow in 2nd place, ILRT Button in 3rd, Alien Crayon on 4th place, 5th place for Adamar, RBZ in 6th place, Jamie in 7th place, Edited Fawn in 8th, Street Gamer in 9th, and Jason on White YouTube in 10th place. And then in 11th, Cathal, 12th for Ace Face, 13th for Cheesy Dreams, 14th for Jack RT, 15th for IRT Ninja. We're disappointed with that. I definitely think he'd be disappointed with that. Matt DJ in 16th, and then I didn't catch the last name.
Ace Face. Was it Ace Face?
Ace
I can't
Face.
remember.
I don't think it was. I thought it was 13th. But anyway, that is your order. We'll be able to see who was in last place before we get the race going. But yes, have a look.
Actually, it might be an edited form. It might be an edited form. I don't know. I'm losing track already. I don't
Someone's
know.
disconnected. So Matt DJ is now last. Someone's disconnected from the race. Don't know who that is. So, interesting. Technically, my order was correct. I'll take that.
Oh, I'm trying to figure out who it was.
It's Sam Coleman. Who's that? Oh, don't know. Damn it, I don't know.
See.
But
we're about to load.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
We've got the
Barry
formation
that
up
was
now.
last. It's Barry that was last. Okay.
So let's get this race underway. Now we've got the formation lap where people can get the sort of the warm up in their tyres, and it'll be tense moments on the grid, won't it be, Jess? Because they'll be running around pretty hyped up. They're going to have a lot of adrenaline in their bodies because the start of the race is coming up, and turn 1 in particular can cause some mayhem with collisions in 2. So we might see a bit of a different order out of turn 1 and turn 2, Jess.
Yeah, well, I think so. Bahrain's one of those tracks where you can really hit it home into turn 1, and the 1-0 start in P2, they're going to have a huge advantage, more than pole, really. Chisela has really got to put the pressure on Mike Marshmallow and see if he can get a good start. And it was, I think, Ace Face that couldn't get into the session, as he's not in at the moment. So, yeah, unfortunately...
You're all right. Yeah.
We're trying... so we might have a lobby restart so we can get him in. I don't know, but we'll keep you informed anyway.
Definitely. I think they're trying to invite him back, but can't. So it's unfortunate for him because his race didn't start, and it got... It's unfortunate for him, but now I think we are going ahead with this race anyway. It's only one man down, and that's unfortunate. But But we'll see how this all goes out. I think this is going to be a really good race. And also you're going to see people coming from the back. ILRT Ninja didn't have an ideal qualifying session. He was good in Australia, but didn't have it here today in Bahrain. And after his second place in Australia, he needs to do a lot of work this evening to really get back up into his really decent points pay position. So expect him to come through the field. Same with Jack RT and Street Gamer in 9th. Those boys will be coming through the field. We've got 2 Williams drivers really strong in the top 5, Zayla and Adam. This race is going to be a cracker, I think. I definitely think this has got a potential to be an absolute classic. Plenty of overtaking opportunities, and we are now lining up for the start of the Bahrain Grand Prix. There we go, they're all lining up into their grid slots now, getting ready for the start procedure. And they've got to make sure they got their launch absolutely correct, because if you miss it by a bit, you can have having a really good start to having a really bad start. So it's really important here, heading to turn 1. But now, here we go, boys. We're revving for 5 red lights for the Bahrain Grand Prix. 5 lights are on. Lights out, and away we go. And it's a pretty decent start from Gisela off the line. Mike Marshmallow is in second place, but Button's got a pretty good start on the soft tyres. But also look at Alien Crayon down the inside as well. Looks to the inside, but Mike has to try and defend against Button. Button's round the inside, turns to the inside of turn 2, and he's fighting wheel to wheel with the Ferrari driver. Gisela's gone off, and it's going to be 3 wide. No, it's not. It's a Fred Balls off in the background. Mike Marshmallow takes the lead in Bahrain, just about, but Button does a switch back on him, and Gisela's going to try and switch back on him as well, and Gisela's back into second place. But for some reason, somewhere, Gisela lost a lot of time out of turn 2 and was vulnerable, and he's again very vulnerable to Mike. Once again, Mike's putting him under pressure, but ILRT Button leads the race on the soft tyre. But you'd probably feel at this point it's Gisela who leads this race on strategy anyway, but it's showing he's very vulnerable because he made that mistake early on in the lap. So, and it meant that he was down to third place. So he could have been controlling this race a little bit better. But he's currently in second place for now. But biggest loser in this race, I think, is RBZ. He's down to 16th place. He's had a collision somewhere. We saw him spinning off in the background. I don't know who that was with. Let's get up with biggest movers, Jess. Matt DJ in the Haas, 6 positions up. He's in 10th place at the moment. But RBZ down 10 places. Adam R is down 8 and Jason's down 5. So I'm wondering if there's a collision between Adam R and RBZ at the start. That's what I got a feeling. But here comes Gisela now. I've got to turn back to the action because it's getting very tense. Gisela's in the slipstream of the Ferrari driver. It goes to the very left-hand side. It's wheel to wheel heading into turn 1. It's all about who wants to get ahead and who wants track position. Gisela breaks round the outside. Can he make it round the outside? Turns to the inside of turn 2. And you know what? That's golden. He's got that move done. But the Ferrari driver will try and get the counter-attack here. And Mike behind is also wanting a bit of this action too. He looks to the inside of the Ferrari driver, down the inside. And it's wheel to wheel once again between these two boys. And it's getting a bit argy-bargy. But I think the Red Bull will just be ahead. Or will he be ahead? Just about. Yes, he is. He gets in front through that right left section. But there we go. Mike up into second place, and it's back to the way it was before the launch off the line, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. And there's battles going on behind as well. We've got the racing point of Alien Crane in the back of this as well, and possibly Jamie as well. So, you know, anything could happen with these guys. Ninja's had another good comeback. He's up into 7th already, so he's had a good start so far this race. Edited Forms also had a good start. He's going to try and gain some positions in his opening laps. The opening laps is crucial because you want to be ahead before you get into the pit stops. And Barry's dropped down a position again, so he's down into 15th place. But yeah, I've got to say, I think I did see RBZ spin it, I think, in towards nearly turns 10 and 11, where I saw him lost it as well. So he must have been struggling a little bit in lap 1, but what a poor start from RBZ. I was expecting more from him. It was the curse, but meanwhile we've got Alien Crayon on our ILRT Button. Can he do the same to what Mike Marshmallow did to Button? We'll have to wait and see. He gets to the inside. There he goes. Here comes the Racing Point driver. The Racing Point driver is up into 3rd place in this race already. He's going to chase down Marshmallow. We also got Jack Artion and Caffel. There's so many battles going on. Jamie might do the same to ILRT Button into turn 4. No, not quite. Alien Crayon's gone off. Jamie can sense this opportunity going away.
This is up the inside. Yes.
Can he do it?
No. Yes, he does do it round the outside. What a brilliant move. I think Alien Crayon had to back out there. He was through that section, if you go side by side, it's absolutely scary. So I don't blame him for backing out there. But really good move by Jamie. Big time, like that was some big bravery there, and he absolutely delivered that. But behind, look at this, Jess is absolutely kicking off. Look at these guys, they're all separated by under half a second each. They're right in this train of cars from what, 4th place or 3rd place from RT Button downwards. We've got a monumental battle. Oh, it's close. Here comes Ninja. He's into 6th place and Fawn's into 5th. What happened there to Crayon?
He's been having some internet issues by the looks of things. He went off a little bit and he was lagging. I saw him seeing AI issues, I think, at the moment. So that is a shame after his very good start. He's down into 7th place, and I was kind of expecting DRS trains to happen because I remember in RLR3 last season, Bahrain was absolutely insane.
Here comes Jamie.
Here we
So
go.
Jess, here comes Jamie on Button, down the inside into turn 1, and there we go, he's into 3rd place. Really good move, but Button will try and counter-attack back on him. This next DRS, you can really make the most of this opportunity if you can. He's in the slipstream, using the DRS once again. Can he get past Jamie again? He looks... But no, he doesn't bother. I think he's got to think long-term about this race because his tyres, he's on that different strategy, bear in mind. But behind, Ninja is doing a superb job. He's currently 3 and a bit tenths down on edited Fawn. But Jess, it is lap 4, and who's your biggest mover in this race so far?
Well, as long as they finish, the biggest mover, gain 9 places, is RLT Ninja. So if he finishes, he will gain that award, which will be good news for him. If they get the most awards, they get prizes. So that's going to really help Ninja. I believe Edited Form won it last week, and Ninja, if he stays like this, he'll win it this week. So there is a rule that you have to finish to win it. It's not like if you get the most positions in the end of lap 4, that's end of lap 3, that's it. No, you actually have to finish to gain it, sadly. So that's why I've got the positions up, so I can actually see if he retires. I can see who else got it. Oh, there's another battle happening with Ninja once again. Ninja's on edited form now. This could be another position game for him. He's gonna try and get a DRS stream. We've got Button and Jamie
but I got to turn
again
back
as
to
well.
Mike and Gisela. Mike and Gisela's going for it as well. They're both wheel to wheel, and Mike's going in front of Gisela. Meanwhile, also, Gisela has got a penalty for extending. I just saw that before, but here comes Gisela now, tries to cut back on Mike Marshmallow, and he does get a cutback, a really good cutback. DRS going to be activated here, and he's going to be alongside Mike, and Mike, I don't think he's going to put up much of a fight here. Turns to the inside. Gisela is in front, but Mike will try and hang it around the outside. Can he go around the outside here? And he won't be able to at all. It is still wheel to wheel, but I think it's going to be the inside for Gisela, and he stays in front for now, but he has got a penalty for later on, turning our eyes back to what's going on behind as well. Ninja is in 5th, and I think something happened to Fawn, because Fawn was running 5th, wasn't he, at one point, so definitely something happened there.
I was watching a battle in turn 4 whilst you were commentating on that, and I saw Alien Crayon got past it. Ninja got past Edited Fawn, and so did Alien Crayon as well. So Edited Fawn just was a bit too late on the power, and he lost a bit of positions, and Alien Crayon with a very great move, and he got into P6 there as well. So he's on a comeback, he's on a charge, and he's doing an absolutely brilliant job. But Ninja, he's just absolutely flying. He could gain an 11th, another position, up to 11 positions soon if he's quick enough. He's purple sector too. Look at him. He is doing ever so well, and he's a really good contender for driver of the day so far.
He is doing so well, Jess. And look at this. Through the last corner he turns, and do you know what? P4 is looking very good for him at the moment. Button, he's on those soft tyres, and they're struggling at this point in the race. DRS for both himself and Button, but it's going to be a pretty easy, easy turn 1 move for the McLaren driver. Up the inside he goes. It's still wheel to wheel. Button will fight, but it's all for nothing really. And there we go, Ninja up into 4th place, and a second behind. Jamie ahead in the Alfa Romeo. So podium looking very good. And look at behind. Look at Crayon on the inside of Button. Had a really sweet helicopter shot there, but it is all cut away now. But Button's really under pressure now. He's struggling on those soft tyres, and I think Alien Crayon's next, but look at the Renault's on the inside. The Renault goes to the inside of Fawn now. Street Gamer really wants this move done on Fawn, and it's still wheel to wheel, but has to stay behind and try and hook up a good exit out of the the double left-hander here, which is what's needed. The Renaults get very close to each other. I was a bit, if anything, a bit too close for my liking. But it's a DRS train heading into the next corner, because this next corner isn't easy to overtake in the DRS. It is really your out of last corner, that long straight heading to turn 1. That's really where it's at. But it's all very close here for P5. I do feel that Button, his tyres have hit their best and they've hit a cliff a little bit, and the trains are starting to form here as Ninja's trying to bottle away out of the DRS. Button is losing time rapidly, but look at this, Street Gamer right behind Emerited Fawn here. He wants that 7th place. Renault currently running in the points, 8th and 9th for now, but here comes the DRS now, and the DRS is open. Crayon's now on Button. He's on the inside of Button, and Button can't do anything about this in the DRS. But behind, what about Street Gamer and Fawn? Street Gamer is looking to the inside of turn 1. He looks for it, doesn't end up delivering it at all, because I think he was a bit too far back. And now he's got the next DRS zone. Can he make the most of this one? I don't think he's going to be able to. Button's in the DRS of Crayon ahead, but can't do anything back on him. And it's back to sort of the same as it was before, kind of back in the train again, but Crayon's now ahead of Button. So Button is trundling down the order with his soft tyres, and he's definitely struggling on that different strategy.
Yeah, definitely. You can see, and he just locked up there. Look, you mean his tyres are getting too hot. He must be losing grip right now. And if I was him, I would definitely go into the pits and possibly go on to the set of the hard tyres, definitely the hard tyres, because there's no way you're going to do a one stop with the strategy Button's doing. So I'm guessing his gamble did not pay off, because he started in 3rd place and now he's down into 6th. So. And you're seeing like the likes of Edited Fawn, Alien, Crayon, Ninja, Jamie, and Mike all getting ahead of him. So, you know, I think at some point, Button's got to pull the plug and go into the pit lane.
Absolutely, yeah. And now Street Gamer's right on the rear end of Fawn, and Fawn's right on the rear end of Button. So I think Button... Oh, and Street Gamer's hit Fawn. He's hit the rear end, and the Renault boys are battling now again. And it got a bit argy-bargy. Street Gamer's definitely misjudged his braking zone there and hit the rear of Fawn. But Fawn looks to be okay. I don't think it's cost him any time. But that is not ideal. And another mistake by one of the Renault boys. And they don't need to make those mistakes. They don't need to do it. And a long race to go, 21 laps to go, and that mistake's cost him time. He's got to pit in, put a new front wing on, and he's going to be stuck there for such a long time whilst they put a new front wing on, and that's just not needed. That's just a shame. I think that's a big shame. Still, it's not over, but it's lost him time, and he's going to have to do a lot more work in this race, more work than he probably wanted to do. So Street Gamer's got to focus on getting a comeback done, but not ideal whatsoever. Meanwhile, talking about comebacks, RBZ, currently running 9th place, was down in last.
GG.
Phenomenal job so far. Really good.
Yeah, I think so. I think it just goes to show, Dom, never give up. You're in last place, and you were speaking about this earlier on in the race. You could gain a lot of an advantage if someone else has trouble behind you, and that's exactly what RBZ has done. You know, RBZ's a fighter. I've seen that last season. He never wants to give up, and he makes it work. So I'm guessing he wants to do that. And look at the gap to the lead. That's closing quite a bit. Mike Marshmallow has gained 4/10. We got a virtual safety car. Alan lost it somewhere. I think that was...
I was going to mention...
I can't remember what turn it was.
I was going to mention Ninja as well was very close to Jamie. There was a good 2 battles going on there, and the VSC's kind of disrupted 2 really good battles heading to turn 1 on the same lap. So
damn you!
It was going to get very spicy. But I think we're going to be going racing very shortly, as the VSC will be ending pretty soon, as it normally does, and it's about timing this one to perfection. If you time this to perfection, it can be really good for your race. But Mike and Dezela, that battle has been going on for the first 9 laps of this race, been very tight, and that's continuing on. But at the moment, Mike on penalties will get the race win, but you always want to be the one who crosses the line first. That feels more like a race victory than anything else in the world. So Mike will want to get this done on track. He'll either done on penalties, but he'll take it either way. But we're It's going to be soon back to racing, as now we're back racing again. DRS back enabled, and battles can resume. And I think Jose's got a very good relaunch here, but Mike's still got the DRS here, and he's closing back up in the DRS. But again, no overtaking opportunities into this next corner. Watch out for Ninja and Jamie. Them two are going to go battling again, and they're separated by what, under half a second. They're pretty close to one another. Let's keep with Mike though and Gisela. These two are the ones going for race victory. They've got a very good big gap to Jamie.
Ninja went off a little bit. I was going to say about Ninja, actually. I was watching him in the VSC. He was so close to Jamie. You could see he was ready to pounce. As soon as the VSC was going to end, he was going to try and get the move. I was hoping it would end towards turn 4, but it didn't. But I'm guessing as soon as he was ready, he wanted to do it. But he's back up it again. Isn't he? Yeah, he has. Look at Ninja. He's going to try and get the right-hand side into turn 1. Easy does it, goes our Team Ninja. He made it look easy, and he's now up into a podium spot already. And after starting way down the field, he's doing phenomenal right now. Jamie could come back though. He's got the ERS plenty. No, he's not. He's backed out for a little bit. He's going to try at least. He's closed up a little bit. I guess he's gained a bit of corner speed in that corner. And yeah. Oh, Adam's out.
Oh no, Adam.
I did see Adam have some trouble earlier. So, safety car. Safety car.
So this is where it plays out really well. And you know what who I feel for is ILRT Button. Because 2 laps ago he pitted for hards. If he could have stretched out his soft stint a little bit longer,
it would have been fine.
Ninja gets a drive-through penalty. Ninja gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. Ah, Ninja, no.
Commentator's curse. We both gave him commentator's curse.
We did, but as I was saying, if Button had just stayed out for 2 extra laps, he would have been in a good position in terms of track position, in the points, and would have been able to go on those hard tyres and go to the end of the race. But looking like that's not going to happen. He'll still be able to. I think now this might save his race a little bit, because he might be able to stay on those hard tyres. Because under the safety car, you're not going to be burning up any tyre wear as much as you would be at racing speed. Does Gisela pit in? And he does, and so does Mike. So these boys are going on the hard tyres too. So if anything, it's kind of all reset the field, because everyone's going to be pitting in for those hard tyres and going to the end. Race on then.
I think so. Everyone's pitting pretty much. I'm just seeing if Jack RT is going in. Yes, he is. Edited Fawn staying out. So I think he's the only one out of the medium runners to stay out. No, we've got Cheedy Dreams that's staying out as well. Jason, is he going in? Yes, he is. And Barry, he's the last of the medium runners. Yep, he goes in as well. So only 2 of the medium runners have decided to gamble and go out for a few more laps. But I think it's a gamble which is not paying off, because you'll have to pit in a lap or so time anyway for the halves. But they're going to get so much grip towards the end. But we'll see. I think the ones that have done it right is Mike Marshmallow and Tizala in PvP and P4. They're going to get a mega run towards the start as well. But Ninja's drive-through penalty, that probably is going to cost him, because he has to go to the pits. He can't serve it in the safety car, so he has to wait pretty much a lap after the safety car to serve it. He's going to lose so much time, and all the positions gained at the start of the race is lost for him, which is a bit of a shame.
Can I just let us say, Gisela is now behind Mike. He was in front. So, what happened was I was watching the pits. I was watching in the pits. Gisela was being held for 5 seconds, and I think he didn't get a time penalty, but I believe he got a 5-second stop and go for corner cutting earlier on, I believe, because he was held for 5 seconds before they started working on his car. So, I think he served the penalty that he got given, because he's held him before they started doing any work on his car.
He did.
He served it, yeah. So, there we go. It's now back to square one.
He got it in lap 4,
that's right.
So, yeah. So,
he served that. So, it's now Mike and Gisela. They're now level-headed, but Mike now got track position on Gisela instead. But Gisela can be thinking to himself, well, I've not got any penalties now to serve. If anything, that worked out really well for him, because now he can just go all guns blazing and try and attack Mike to get back ahead of him and get the victory on track without thinking about penalties too much. So I think it's helped Gisela in a way, because at the point in the race he was going to lose it on penalties anyway. But now he's set that drive through, he can now really focus on just trying to win it on track and get the move done, as now both the medium runners that set out there, Edith Fawn and GT Dreams, have both pitted, and they're going to be right at the back of the queue and have got a lot of fighting to do for the rest of the race. But you know what? I think this has helped RBZ. You know, his race strategy. He was down in last place at the start of the race. He's in 7th at the moment. He's on. Okay, he's got 2 lap older tyres on the hards, but it's going to be a little bit more negligible for him because it is the safety car period. So this has worked out really well for people like RBZ and even ILRT Button. So we've got a really good end to this race on our hands, I think, just in the end.
Yeah, I agree as well. And RBZ, I'm just thinking, base stocks, obviously he had a spin at the start. With his positions, he's only dropped 1. So obviously 'cause he started 6th place. So that's a comeback and a half for RBZ. I mean, if he keeps this up, he's going to have a very good finish. I'm just praying that he has a good restart, because then he could challenge the likes of Jack RT and Ayan Crayon as well, who have had an alright race so far, to be fair, I must say. Jack RT also benefiting from the safety car, gaining 8 positions as well as Matt DJ, who's had a bad start and now he's gone up to 8. So a lot of safety car benefits and a lot of people that have not benefited from the safety car, and those were the ones who decided to gamble and wait for another lap, but then realised, it doesn't really work out for them. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see when the safety car does come in though. But Mike will be in charge of the safety car restart, so it'll be up to him. But we'll watch out for the other guys to see how they handle the restart and see if they can carry any advantages in any way. And safety car is in this lap, Dom.
Yeah, going to get very exciting now. And talk about position change. Ninja up 11 positions. Jack RT up 8. Matt up 8. As now Jamie's got a severe collision with Shazayla. Something's happened there on the... Now Jamie's got a penalty. Oh, no.
A lot of penalties in the safety car. I think there's a few people that have not used the safety cars pretty much.
Are we going green? Are we going? We're going. I think we've gone. Jess. Mike has gone early, and now Tazela is right behind, though. He's only 4 tenths behind, so watch out for him. Will he try? Oh, he lost the rear end, and Jamie is now alongside him now, and it's going to be wheel to wheel. Jamie is into 6th, but it's still wheel to wheel. Tazela tries to get back on the ERS instead, and does stay in front of Jamie. Jamie looks to the inside line, turns, and he tries to go on the inside, but you know what he does? He's picking his battles and choosing. LRT Ninja and Jack RT are battling away as well. Jack RT is on the inside. Jamie's forced to the very right hand side. Look at the Red Bull. RBZ around the outside of Ninja rather, and he's up into 5th place. And RBZ's made up 2 positions on the safety car being put into the lap. So he's done a superb job on the restart, up into 5th, and right behind Jack RT, and he can get 4th place, and even on penalties he can get 3rd place. So Robbie Z's back on the podium, in my opinion. He's got a very good chance of getting back on that podium again. And what a brilliant race by him. Great display, and showing, just keeping the battles clean and picking and choosing the right battles at the right time. He's doing a phenomenal job out there at the moment. But you got to feel for Jamie. Jamie's got the penalty that he had on Tazela. That's cost him, I think. I don't know what happened there. He hit him on the safety car in lap, so I don't know if he's actually hit him due to Delta. I presume that's probably the reason. But that's so unlucky because he's run a really good race himself. He's done a superb job, and Jamie's running that top 5 for the whole race, and arguably right up there with being one of the drivers of the day. But it's all gone a bit wrong for him, and very quickly. But let's see. It's not over yet. 15 more laps to go. He can make up for that, and he can even gain the time back that he has.
He's head on Jack. My. He's getting another position here. He's going to go to the right-hand side. Here he goes, RBZ. He's gone from a worse race to a really good race for RBZ. He's back. He's up into 4th place. RBZ, the man where we thought that he was going to give up, is carried on. And look what happens. He's carried that momentum, and he's now 1 step closer in trying to get that podium position, which is going to help Red Bull. I mean, talk about comebacks. RBZ is on a comeback. Brilliant job. We got Matt DJ that was having a battle with Alien Crane on his turn 5 and 6. Couldn't quite work at the moment. We could see them into turn 10. A bit of a slide for Matt. He's done quite well. Jason just got the move done on Button quite nicely there as well. He's another one that's benefited from the safety car. My, oh my, guys, can he just stop? Oh, Jason's gone off a bit, or is he letting Button through? I don't know. I think he might be struggling a little bit in tyre wear. Yeah, I think... no, actually, Jason's going to challenge him again. Oh, they touch a bit. Look at this, though. Street Gamer could take advantage of Button. He's like doing a Hulkenberg. See you later. There he goes. He's up into 9th place, whereas Button is up into 10th place. And look at the gap at the front, Dom. 2 seconds Mike Marshmallow has pulled on the Williams driver. It looks like there's much to lose.
Bolted. Yeah, he's absolutely bolted away, and that pace has been underlyingly there from Mike. He showed that I think he's really kept behind Gisela for the whole race and hidden his pace a little bit. But Street Gamer is on Jason, and he's coming very quickly. And remember, his race went completely wrong, lost his front wing. He's another one on a comeback charge. Down the inside. Does he go down the inside on the Mercedes? It's close. He brakes late, and he's ridden the inside curb there. He's got some time in the background. Button's lost the rear end, and it's 3 right now. Toro Rosso, Mercedes. It's all kicking off. Here comes Cathal on the inside on the Mercedes. And can he get Button into the next corner? Can he brake a lot later? He's going to brake Layla down the inside. And it's wheel to wheel. It's still wheel to wheel. And it's just so close. And this is the last point in the race. And Cathal stays behind the Ferrari driver for now, but that's only for 1 point. It's not even for the race victory, and it's absolutely kicking off.
This is absolutely insane. There's battles happening at the front, there's battles happening in the middle, and there's battles happening for the last point. I mean, Bahrain's one of those tracks where you can get like that with that DRS train, and Cathal was just really planting the car and doing really, really well. And he could try it on Button, but not quite at the moment. But they're not just giving us a break.
RBZ, we missed this, but he overtook Jamie.
Third.
So he's now into third. So he's overtaken Jamie, and Jamie does have a penalty for the end of the race, but RBZ didn't have to rely on that. He's got that move done, and he's on the podium, and it's a 1-3 in Australia, in Bahrain, like it was in Australia. So Red Bull delivering once again, and proving to be the team to beat. But Renault looking good for some points today, 5th and 9th. Street Gamer can get back into 8th place. I'm sure he can, because he's got the speed, I think. But yeah, again, super consistency from the Red Bull boys. And RBZ, as I said earlier, like you said earlier, Jess, if you just stick with it, you just never know. And again, today's been a fact that RBZ stuck with it, has had the speed, kept his head, and he's seeking the rewards out of it. He's done a solid job, really solid job.
He's the ILR3 champion for a reason, Dom, because he's done comebacks like that. I mean, absolutely amazing job from him, pretty much for the second half of this race. And if he keeps this up, he's going to gain the rewards, and that's going to help him in the championship. And also Jack RT, 5th place. He's done a solid job as well. He dropped a bit at the start of the race, but now he's on for position maybe for 4th place, maybe, on this DRS train. But he's dropped a bit of back from Jamie. Jamie's dropped a bit back from RBZ as well. I'm seeing if there's any battles up the bat. We could see one for Cheesy Dreams and Cathal maybe. He's going to have a go at least. Is he going to have a go? Yes, he is going to have a go. Into 10-11.
Cathal lost the rear end, and now Button's got back in front again. And now Cathal's under pressure from Ayrton Fawn, and it's looking like Cathal's lost, going to be losing 3 positions very quickly. As look at this, Button is right on Cheesy Dreams, and at the moment, Alpha and Moyo are going to get a double points finish, but it's under threat from Button here, because Button really wants in, and Cathal and Fawn are really going for it too. This is for this position, really, just for honour. Button's in the DRS now of TD Dreams. TD Dreams will have to defend for his life, and he's right in the DRS now, is Button of the Alfa Romeo driver. Looks to the inside, feints to the inside, but he's too far back. It's too risky to make a move now. They'll try and set one up, and behind it's going to be Ford. He's lost his front wing as Cathal's hit him, I think. Something's happened there, and it's so unfortunate. He went for a really big lunge into turn 1, I think, and it's all kind of ended badly. And now Fawn's going to have to pit it in, I think. He's got end plate damage. But I'm going to say this one more time. It's never over till it's over, and I think we might have one last safety car, because the battles are heaping up, because Jamie, Jack RT are battling away. There's 6 tenths between those two, and then behind we've got Matt, DJ, Street Gamer. Oh, and now Button's retired. Button's gone from the race. He's crashed. He's lost his front left, I think it's the front right hand corner of his car is completely smashed apart, and a VSC has been deployed. And what did I just say about anything can happen? Something happens.
Oh my God. Yeah, you're a magician. Can you keep doing that all race, please? But yeah, it's not. I was surprised it wasn't a full safety car, to be fair, because he took up nearly the whole track from what I saw from Button. So you know, I'm guessing that's gonna help people that were on the alternate strategy nicely because they can make their mediums last, on their hards last a bit longer than needed to. So Mike Marshmallow must be breathing a sigh of relief there, oh my word, and also possibly the likes of RBZ as well. So they might have given a chance just to warm their tyres up a little bit before they can begin racing again.
Absolutely, yeah, and it's going to be tight, definitely. Edited Fawn gets a 5 seconds penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and we're back racing again. Normal racing conditions are underway, and Gisela, 1.2 seconds roughly behind Mike. The gap's, you know, it's closed back up again here, and I think there's still an open chance for Gisela to win this race. It's not over yet for him, and if he can close back in on Mike and get within DRS, I think we've got another battle on for this race victory potentially if he can deliver that. So I think this race victory is still on the cards in the last 11 laps, but behind Jack RT, Jamie, they're going for it, and the moment it's under half a second, and Jamie's been very good at keeping that gap at the moment at half a second, but how much longer can he keep that gap going? It's going to be a tough ask for Jamie. He has got penalties. I'm sure people behind him have got penalties too, so it's a battle to keep within the points, I feel, for him. And Alfa Romeo will still get to a points today, I think, just about, but Jamie wants to finish as high up as possible, and he's done a solid job this race, being top 5 for the whole race, and done a solid job, and I do feel he deserves P4, but you know, it's a shame about the penalty that he's got. But it's going to be one of those races for him where it's going to be whatever he can get. Jack RT though now, round the last corner, he's setting up the DRS now, and he's going to be looking for a move into turn 1. We've seen many a move into turn 1, like always around this circuit, and Jack RT is closing the gap in the DRS. Has he got enough momentum to get past the Alfa Romeo driver? And you know what? He doesn't. He stays behind for now through turn 1 and now turn 2. Needs a good exit for here. Can he hook up again? Hits the DRS. Can he get a good overtake done here? He's too far back on Jamie, I feel, and isn't going to be able to do anything of the kind at all. Meanwhile, behind, Alien Crown is in this battle too. It's a 3-way battle for that 4th place. It's tight. Street Gamer is 5 tenths behind Matt DJ, and Cheesy Dreams is a good 5 seconds behind that 9th place. So he's hanging on to that final point, but he's got a good gap to Cathal. So Cheesy Dreams is looking good for that final point at the moment, but it's all dependent on points really. So on penalties really, I think, in the end. But it's pretty close, and it's a good old. I think this is going to get very interesting in the last 10 laps, Jess. I think these last 10 laps are going to decide the race, of course, as it always does, and it's going to get very interesting in terms of battles. People are going to be going all out for these race positions. It's going to be good.
Yeah, I think so. Fasten your seatbelts. If you just joined us, where have you been? We've still got more battles to come, and maybe Jack RT could get involved in another battle as well. I think we may see a few surprises up our sleeves. Jack might give us a
here
surprise.
comes Jack.
Here he goes. He's going to get the slipstream. He's going to get the DRS. I think he's going to easily try and get a position. No challenge from Jamie there. That's another position gained from the Renault driver, and he's not that far behind RBZ either. Matt DJ on Street Gamer.
Street Gamer, yeah, he's got the move done, but here comes Matt on the cutback, Jess, and it's wheel to wheel. It's really close, and it's too close to call. You know, it's just crazy. Round the outside, the Haas driver goes. Can he go around the outside? It's like Hamilton and Rosberg 2014, but it's not going to be that at all, because Street Gamer gets into 8th place, and this is the right battles to pick and get in front of. Street Gamer into 8th, Jack RT into 4th, Renault operating at full cylinders today, picking the right battles, not making as many mistakes, as now Edited Ford retired from the session. Where has he gone? Has he crashed out of this race? Because yellow flags in sector 3.
Pit lane.
Pit
by
lane,
the track
okay.
map. Yeah,
Oh,
pit
Gisela
lane.
gets a penalty. Gisela gets a penalty for 3-second time penalty. So his chance of winning this race is slim now. Gisela is sort of 1.6 seconds behind Mike, but with that 3-second penalty, he's falling into the traps of RBZ. And now, can RBZ get second place? He's got to find 2 and a bit seconds. in 8 laps. He's on older hard tyres. It's going to be a big ask, but he's done a really good lap there. And at 31.0, he's taken a lot of time out of his own previous best, as now Jack RT does the fastest lap of the race. Fastest lap of the race on 10 lap old hards. That's really impressive for Jack RT. So he's pushing the boat out here, trying to close up on RBZ. And do you know what? We've got a thrilling battle for the podium here, Jess, because Jack RT is trying to close that gap to RBZ, and it's going to get a bit scintillatingly close at the end.
This is more like it from Jack RT. We didn't see his true form last time about in Australia due to the incident, but this is the man that I've been seeing last season in ILR. This is the man where he's been hungry for wins, for podiums. He was fighting for the championship before he quit, and he wants this so badly. I mean, he's finding so much time to RBZ already in the sector. He's just weeded a little bit on the straights, but you know, he's doing ever so well to try and gain some point at this race. And the fastest lap, if he gets fastest lap, I'm sure he'll be pretty pleased with that. But surely he wants to get into the cusp of RBZ to try and get that podium off him, maybe. I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. Anything can happen around this Bahrain circuit. And someone that's gone under the radar, Jason, he's up into 7th place already. So he's going to get some solid points today. So fair play to Jason.
Definitely, yeah. Definitely, yeah. And now Alien Crayon, though, look at him. He's right there behind Jamie, and Jamie is under all sorts of pressure. And from a race that was going so well for the man, and it's all kind of gone a bit wrong. And here comes Alien Crayon in the slipstream. DRS looks too far back. Oh, he's outbroken himself there, and he could have rear-ended Jamie there. And Jamie's kind of being given a bit of breathing space there. Got pretty close pretty quickly, and I'm sure if it was me and I saw the proximity arrow get very close to my car, I probably would have just stopped breathing for a few seconds. Let's put it that way. So Jamie had I would have probably had a mini heart attack at that point, seeing a red arrow go flying to my left hand side. But Jamie has got a bit of breathing space. He could just try and keep there, but I don't know if he's struggling on tyres, because it looks like he's definitely struggling for pace at the moment, and Alien Crayon is going to be back on him very shortly. So battle for 5th place going to escalate shortly, and it could even be 6th place for Jason because of Jamie's penalty that he's got. So Jamie's just trying to hold on for any points that he can get on and get with. I think Cheesy Dreams is definitely going to get points today. He's 10th, and he's pulled the gap to Cathal in 11th. There's a good 8-second gap between himself and Cathal, so he's definitely getting a point. Whether he can get to Matt and get within that battle for 9th, you never know. It's definitely got a lot of life in this race left. 6 more laps to go. But all to play for in these final stages. Yes, drivers are separated by sort of over a second apart now, compared to what we had earlier on, which was absolutely this massive trains of drivers in the DRS zones. But there's definitely a bit now of a chance for things to sort of escalate in these final 6 laps. And I think with the race is far from over, definitely in terms of penalties, but also on track action as well. I think we're in for a pretty interesting final few laps.
It's not over yet. We may see people really start to throw the hammer home to each other. I mean, you know, some people are not showing their true pace yet until it gets to the end, because this is where they could mount the pressure on their rivals, and then they won't have enough time to respond. Meanwhile, Ninja has served his drive through. He's now on the soft, and then he had to pit again, so he's now on the soft compounded tyres. He's in last place, and he's going to try and steal that fastest lap point away from Jack RT, because don't forget, if you're outside the top 10, I'm trying to think of the rules here. Do they get fastest lap point for outside, or is it gone? They only have to get it there inside.
I think it's inside the top 10, yeah.
Okay,
if you get inside the top 10, then you get the points. So you'll see how that all plays out now. Jack RT, though, meanwhile, is right on RBZ. It's 6/10 to gap, 6 laps to go. And bear in mind, RBZ's tyres are 14 laps old. I mentioned about his potential trying to close in onto Zayla because of Zayla's penalty. That's not happened. He's lost time and he's struggling on those tyres. And that you'd probably think that because they are 2 laps older compared to people around him. And in particular behind him is Jack RT on 30 lap old hards in comparison to RBZ's 15 lap old hards. So RBZ's going to be really feeling the pressure in these final few laps because his tyres are going to burst. and I think he's got to be thinking about defending here because he's really under pressure. Jack RT is in the slipstream, has DRS, but has he got enough? No, he hasn't. He stays behind. Yellow's into the 3. Something's gone wrong for somebody. I don't know who it is, but someone's gone off. I think it's Cathal who's falling down the order. Is there going to be a last-minute safety car?
Safety, yes, there is.
Yes, there is, boys.
Oh, you called it. Called it.
I gotta stop this. I call this too much.
Oh, thank God it's not me that calls these things. I shut up and it's paid off, really. So, wow. I haven't seen a safety car pop up at the last stages of a Grand Prix in ages.
This is good, Jess. This is good. Are people going to pit? That's the thing. Are people going to put on the softs?
I would.
If I were people like Jack RT below and outside the top 10, I'd go risk it for a biscuit and put a set of softs on and go for it. I think at this point it's so difficult to know if you're going to do it, because if you either do it and lose track position but have the better tyres for the end, or you don't do it and become vulnerable for the last few laps. And I think these drivers are going to have to consider putting it in the pits. Will Mike box this lap for a set of soft tyres? No, you know what he does box him for this lap? Oh, feints to the inside. Oh, I think he is. No, he's not. Chiselo was looking at it, but he was trying to... He was forcing Mike's hand there and seeing if he would do it, but he's not. But you know who has? I think it's one of the Mercedes boys that boxed it in the pit lane. We've got Alien Crayons, Jason in the pit lane, and we've got GT Dreams in the pit lanes. The people are rolling the dice here, and Chisela and Mike are close together, very close together for comfort, but people are rolling the dice. You've got nothing to lose. If you're in the sort of 7th, 8th place, you may just try rolling the dice, because you can put a set of softs on and kind of come back out in the same sort of position you were in before, and then really have very good tyres. Things are going to really change in these final stages. RBZ has had a bit of a breather because he can save his tyres again and kind of get them back under control and not be in that fear. So he's good, but Jack RT is going to be piling on the pressure in these final laps, and DRS won't be enabled, so it's going to be all on actual properly going for it. This is going to be a cracking end to this race, Jess. I am very looking forward to this. We've got 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, all on soft tyres. Ninja being one of them as well, who's had not a great race, but they've got a potential for a very interesting final classification.
I can't wait. This kind of reminds me of 5-lap open lobbies. This is literally what it's going to be like, except cleaner. I mean, it's every man for himself right now. It is up to Mike to really bring the hammer home here today. He's got to control that restart. If he doesn't, the likes of RBZ and Jack RT could overtake him like no tomorrow. I mean, that could happen. The likes of RBZ, Jack and Jamie, they could possibly win this if Mike doesn't do well. But knowing Mike, he's very good at restarts, and he could possibly do it. So they only have a few laps to really get some moves in, and we've got a battle for the podium, and also we've got the battle for the points, the ones who are pitted. I mean, bring it on. It is not over for a chance to get a point, because even if you just get 1 point, a point could make a difference into winning or losing a place in the championship. So, it might be that some of these guys might be leading the championship at 1 point. It could make a difference to either winning or losing a championship. So, the ones from 8 downwards, we need to keep a close eye until the end of this race. Looks like it. We've got 3 laps, I think, of full racing laps. Oh boy, we're in for a close ride here.
It's going to get really, really good. I want to make note of this, though. Street Gamer in 6th place. He's had he had an incident earlier on with edited 4 and hit the rear end, lost his front wing, had to go through the pit lane, put front wing on, and he was sort of down the order as well, like RBZ was. He's back into 6th place, delivering some good points for Renault, but he's got fast people on soft tyres behind him. He's got a lot of defending to do. It's going to get very, very close, I think. Expect the top 5 maybe to be a little bit jumbled. Barry's in 7th place. He's on the hard tyre. He's in the Haas. He's doing a really good job, but he's got a lot of pressure on people behind. They've all got soft tyres on. and here we're going to have a bit of mayhem, I think. And the battle for the lead as well, as you mentioned, Jess, can get spicy here, because Gisela, you know, he's back there. He's got a penalty, bear in mind. Yes, he does. But again, you never know in these races. Mike's a very clean driver in terms of track warnings and everything like that, but if he forces just Mike into mistakes, he can still win this race. It's not over yet. But I've got a feeling the safety car's in this lap, and let's see, it is in this lap. So here we go.
Oh,
we've got 3 more laps to go. I need to stop predicting things and getting things right, because I can't. It's happened again. But we're going to be going racing now. Everyone's all close. Look at it. Everyone's just close to each other. It can get messy at this point. We're just waiting for the point where Mike just pulls the trigger and goes for it. And he has pulled for it. He's gone for it already. Gisela chases after him in second place. RBZ is in third. Jack RT in fourth. Look at behind. Look at Jamie. And I think that's Street Gamer, Will to Will. Jamie's in front of him. Street Gamer fancies his chances. Gisela's gone. Why? Gisela's down the order. I don't know what's happened to him. It's a Red Bull 1-2 in Bahrain, but Gisela's lost it somewhere. What's happened to Gisela? He's lost the rear end out of the last corner. I think he looks to the inside in desperation on Jamie, and he's lost from second place down to fifth. And it's all gone very wrong. Jack RT's in third place, but he's got a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. That's a very easy mistake to be made. And he's in third. Jamie is in fourth, and he's got Gisela up behind. Gisela switches back on the Alfa Romeo driver. It's Will to Will heading into the right-hander. He turns it in. He's made contact. Gisela's round, and drama everywhere in the last final few laps of this race. It's kicked off. Gisela's retired. I don't blame him. I'll be honest, I don't blame him, because he had penalties as well, and what was he going to do? But he's out of this race, and it's a Red Bull 1-2.
Jason, he's trying to go for the send.
Ninja, and now Cathal's under pressure as well. He's in the points. Oh, it's all kicking off. It's really kicking off here. But RBZ and Mike, there's only 8 tenths between these two boys. I don't think RBZ's got the tyres to really beat Mike in this race, but it's a Red Bull 1-2, and Jack's got a penalty now, so it's going to be a Red Bull 1-2 in Bahrain. Again, showing and displaying how good of a team they are and just bringing it home. Alien Crayon's in 6th place now, right behind Street Gamer, and he fancies his chances now. He's in the slipstream, and he's going to have the DRS now. He's in the DRS, slipstream him. He's not got DRS actually, because it's not 3 laps in, but here he comes. He goes to the left-hand side. He's going to have to do it manually, brake it late, round the outside of the Renault drive. Can he get around the outside? He's tried it round the outside, but can't do it. He'll try and get a cut back here. He needs a good exit. He's going to have a better grip. He's in the slipstream, having to use the horsepower of that Mercedes-powered Racing Point down the inside on the Renault driver. Is Will to Will is really close to Jeva. They're really close, but he'll have to back out of it. And Street Gamer retains 5th place for now. But I do think that's a matter of time to be lost.
Yeah, well, I think so. Renault drivers, they're doing quite well at the moment. They're recovering from their trouble from last week, but I mean, this is going to get feisty towards the end, and anything can happen in these final stages. Alien almost doing what Jason did earlier on and trying to go for the send, but couldn't quite work. But I mean, you know, because it's the final few stages of this race, and due to the fact they're all so tied together, that's why they're all so close together and just pushing a little bit too harder. But most of these guys are keeping it clean. Well, there are a few people that are spinning, but apart from that, no major issues. Matt DJ's catching up to Cheesy Dreams. Where did he come from? He's in 8th place. We got another yellow flag. It's Caffel again. He's spun in sector 3 and he's reset the track.
No.
So he's down in 11th place. But that means Jason's in the points. And the final lap, DRS is enabled. Jack RT.
Here we go.
No,
he's too far back, is he? Yeah, he's too far back here. And it's going to be a very interesting climax. Street Gamer and Jamie, that's one to watch, I think, because Street Gamer's going to have the DRS and Jamie's got penalties. So can Street Gamer get back on Jamie? This DRS slowly, he's too far back, but we'll try and focus on getting a really good lap here, because he still has one more chance of getting past Jamie, but it's not an easy chance. It's on that DRS zone out of the left-hander. Ninja, meanwhile, on Matt. Will to Will. Ninja into 8th place. Back on the points. He's got 4 points there. And again, points being prized. Matt, though, down the inside. No, he does not go down the inside. as now Barry gets the fast lap of the race on that soft tyre. So Barry in 12th place, but I don't think that's going to count for fastest lap of the race or getting any points for that. Meanwhile, Jack RT's in the CRS of RBZ, but I think RBZ has this one covered.
He said CRS.
DRS. If I just see CRS, my apologies. But it's looking all pretty set for Mike Marshmallow now. He's really done a really solid race here. Was running second, stayed behind F1 Sailor in the end, who unfortunately retired, but got it on in the pits really. That's where the race was won. Mike Marshmallow now is going to be 2 from 2 in TLR, and across the line he comes and he wins in Bahrain, and it's going to be a Red Bull 1-2. RBZ, a superb comeback drive in second. Jack RT third. Jamie is going to get third, but on penalties, who's it going to be? It's Cheesy Dreams out of nowhere. He gets it on third. He gets third place from being 10th place earlier on. He gets the podium in Bahrain. Alfa Romeo do get double points like they did in Australia, but it's a third and an eighth. But you know what? A podium for Alfa Romeo is a brilliant story. And there we go. Cheesy Dream gets the rewards. And it's third place. And Alfa Romeo pick up the pieces like they did in Australia. Well done. Ninja in fourth. Brilliant job by him. Good comeback through the field. Street Gamer 6th in the end. And Renault did get double points, but I think they'll be slightly disappointed with that. 6th and 9th is they could have done better. But Jamie, I think, disappointed. I think he was running top 5 for the whole race, deserved top 5 today, and didn't land it. So that's your top 3. What a crazy top 3 that was in the end, because we didn't know who was where, and that just shows that safety car, as it all closed up, it changed everything. Like, it just absolutely changed everything, and everything closed back up again. And Cheesy Dreams is on the podium, kept it clean for the race, and seeked the rewards out of people's penalties, and just kept in that fight. And there we go, out of nowhere, he's on the podium. So, Red Bull 1-2 in Bahrain. They should have had that in Australia, arguably. But, there again, double podium for Red Bull and further boosting their Constructors' Championship hopes. But let's go through the classification of this race. Not final. This could change on penalties, depending. Mike Marshmallow wins 2 from 2 this season. Back-to-back victories now in Bahrain. RBZ in second place. Probably one of my drivers of the day, 100%. Cheesy Dreams in third. I'd say another one of my drivers of the day. RT Ninja in fourth. Eno Crane in fifth. Street Gamer in sixth. Matt DJ in seventh. Jamie in eighth. Jack RT in ninth. And Jason on YouTube in 10th place. And then we've got Cathal in 11th. Barry in 12th. And Zayla, who unfortunately retired in the end. Let's get some screenshots for this. But Jess, who's your thoughts on driver of the day? Who are your sort of 3 drivers that you think have a good shot at it? I think arguably Mike has got, again, good shot at it again, but also you've got RBZ who came back through the field, and Cheesy Dreams picked up the pieces at the end. That's my 3 boys, I'd say, probably arguably in a shot, and even Ninja who came back through the field.
Oh, it is absolutely tight. I mean, Ninja had a spin and he went on the softs, and I think that safety car definitely helped Ninja because he went back to 4th again. So, you know, I've got to say the 2 Red Bull drivers definitely, I think, will deserve credit. I think RBZ, I think, will be in my top spot for driver of the day. I mean, what a comeback drive from him. So I would put him in the top spot. Then Mike. And then I was going to say Ninja, but he had an off. But I have to go with Cheesy Dreams. He was at the right place at the right time, and that safety car, he controlled that very, very well, and that's what helped him. And it just goes to show here, Dom, if you don't get penalties, it rewards you, and that's what Cheesy Dreams had done.
Absolutely, yeah, and I think obviously we'll decide. Driver Day will be officially decided on the TLR Twitter, so be sure to watch out on the social medias platform in terms of deciding who Driver Day is. But we're sort of just shouting out names that we believe have been almost the stars of the race for us, and we'll definitely put that forward, and we'll see what the Driver Day will be after this stream. But Jess, who's your Supercharge award? You do this every for the streams that you do. Who you gonna give that to today?
Ninja, I think, gained
Absolutely.
10 or 11 positions in the end of lap 4. He had to finish, he did, so he retains that award. So well done to Ninja. He's the second person to receive it, as well as Edited Fawn. So well done to him. And he deserves that after the really good start a bad middle, and a very good end. So it's not about where you start. It's not about in the middle. It's where you finish. And Ninja was there at the finish, and that's really helped him. So well done to Ninja. Well done to our race winners, and well done to the drivers of the days as well, which we'll be discussing later on.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm just trying to get Cheesy Dreams in the pie, but Jess,
I think
I'll
that's
let
Cheesy.
you.
Cheesy
think that's
Dreams
Cheesy
will be
Dreams'
the
first
happiest
podium.
man in the world right now. He's been practicing so much for this. I'm over the moon for him. I'm so happy for Cheesy.
I'm not sure it'll stay
Just trying to
because
get into
there's
the
people
party.
talking about
Yeah.
removing penalties or something, but I don't know.
Jess, did you want to start doing the podium interviews for me, and we'll see if we can get Cheesy Dreams in, and we'll get a comment from him if possible. But yeah, just go ahead, Jess, and do the top two. Well done to Mike and RBZ on a Red Bull 1-2. Well deserved, boys. But I'll pass it on to Jess.
Okay, thanks, Tom. And first of all, well done to Mike. Another win for you. You mean you must be liking the track there. Were you expecting the win today, or were you expecting a challenge from the rivals up behind?
I mean, it wasn't, as you could see, it wasn't straightforward, but yeah, I was just kind of biding my time, just save my ERS and fuel and tyres, and yeah, it just worked out in the end, I suppose. The safety car helped a little bit, but it was scary because I know how glitched the safety car is. So when I was behind it, I was just making sure I keep a big gap, and yeah. But yeah, I was expecting Cesala to fight a bit more near the end, but I expected him to get a corner cut penalty because when I kept looking round, he was off the track, especially on the safety car restart. But yeah, it was unlucky because it did the same to me on the last corner. When the safety car came in, I went full throttle out the last corner. It gave me like nothing, and all of a sudden, it just gave me full power. And then I obviously caught it, and he was unlucky and didn't catch it. So yeah, it was a good race anyway. Very fun.
Yeah, and the safety cars were throwing at you left, right, and centre. What were you thinking at that point? Did you think you were going to hold on to that lead, or did you think that you were going to struggle a little bit?
I said some choice words because I thought it was off, and I was quite surprised when it came on. But yeah, I was just the main thing was trying to make sure the safety car didn't glitch in any way that I could because I've seen many videos on Twitter, I'm sure you have as well, with the safety car messing the whole races up. So I just thought if I stay back, hopefully that won't happen, and it didn't. So yeah, I'm just happy that we all came out alive. Well, most of us anyway.
Yeah, and you're still leading the championship by quite some margin as well. And going in, I can't remember what the next race is, but going into the next race, what are your thoughts going into this? Do you think you can stay at the top, or will you find it a lot harder?
I don't know. We'll have to find out next week.
Okay, brilliant. Well done for the win. And RBZ, that was the man I wanted to see having a comeback. We thought the race was over for you at the end of lap 1. Tell us what happened at the start of the race. I mean, it must have been really difficult for you. Then you came back into P2 to get Red Bull 1-2. I mean, that is a comeback, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, I know, it was a bit of a wild race, wasn't it? Yeah, lap 1. What was his name? Adam, I think, in the Williams spun it on lap 2, on turn 2, and I had to avoid him. Went onto the gravel, and on my re-entry to track, I went over the curve and it just spun me as I tried to come back onto the track. That left me plumb last, miles back, and then I just got my head down and drove the best race I could. And with the virtual safety car came out, and I pitted, but then the actual safety car came out, and all the good work was undone, so I had to do some overtakes, and that was fun. Yeah, the race was just really good. My pace was there, or thereabouts. It wasn't quite there with Mike and Cesala, but yeah, it was there or thereabouts. And then when Cesala spun it, I was over the moon.
Yeah, what was your reaction apart from that? What was your reaction going into that? Was it like yes, or was it like a bit sweet moment?
No, I was so pleased when I pat across the line in P2. That was a really good race. I drove a good race. I knew I was going to get around the podium, but I didn't think P2 was on the cards after my horrible qualifying. But yeah, it was. I'm really happy with that. Keeps me up there in the championship anyway.
What's your favourite battle around this circuit tonight? Because I think you were involved in the most battles, I think, tonight after seeing what happened. And who did you enjoy battling wheel to wheel today?
I don't know. I can't really remember. Jack was quite good to battle against. Jamie as well. Jamie didn't put up much of a fight, but yeah, he was quite good. And further back in the grid was just chaos. It was good fun. There was one where I got a double overtake almost. Coming down the hill, but I can't remember who it was. Like, I don't know what happened. I was just kind of in cruise control the entire race, trying to get as far back up as I could.
Any advice for people who may have had a really horrible start to the race and might want to give up? Any tips for them on how to continue their races? Because you proved that anything can happen, even if you had a bad start to the race.
Yeah, exactly. Just don't give up. There's no point. See, when you see people like spin out on lap 2 or 3 and then just retire because they're miles back, you never know what can happen. People can crash out in front of you. People can get tons of penalties, and you can end up getting the result you wanted. It's just stick in the race, and you never know what will happen.
And going into round 3 next week, do you think you're going to pull off the same sort of performance as you did this week?
Hope so. Yeah, this track's a bit of an unknown for me anyway, so I was quite happy with the result. Where is the next race? That's a good question.
I think it might be Spain, but I'm not sure.
Spain. It's
Spain.
Spain. Yeah.
Oh,
Spain,
it's
right.
Spain.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I like Spain, so yeah, hopefully I'll be up there. I like the track. I don't know how good I am on this game, but we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Well done on a podium. Hopefully you can carry on your podium runs in the future. And I don't think, Dom, we're going to get Cheesy Dreams in the party because his mic's not working.
He's here.
Is he?
He is here.
Yeah,
but I don't know if his mic's
thing's
working.
He's on Rimworld. I don't know what that is.
All I can say for him
Gosh.
is he'll be the happiest boy in the world right now. He'll be over the moon.
I've got
Yeah,
two lines from him. I've got. in quote marks. Yeah, the safety car saved my ass. So yeah, that's his comment.
And Dom, that's his first podium in no assist. That is his first podium.
Yeah.
That's crazy, and
See that
he
that
just
is
made the most of it. Yeah, come on.
yeah that's a prime example. He did it in Australia as well. Why he shouldn't give up in a league race, because he didn't have the best start, but just because he kept his foot in and didn't make mistakes, he ended up P3. So, you know.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely. And I think that result is great, and I hope people don't. I mean, I hope there's definitely going to be obviously people mentioning about penalties getting removed. I hope that he does keep that P3 because he just drove a solid race and kept it clean and made the most of other people's penalties to finish from that podium and made the right call on the last safety car. He pitted for softs and seeped his rewards. So well done to him. Definitely one of our drivers today. And
by the way,
started off of the race.
Cheesy Dreams has had one podium before. Last season, ILR 3, he did have one.
I should remember because I commentated on. Oh my god!
I think it was Baku. I might be wrong because he's told me before, but I think it's Baku. He had it, but that didn't really count. He says it was just penalties everywhere, and he managed to keep it clean. He actually finished P3, which is very well done.
Yeah, I think we're all happy for him, to be honest. But yeah, hopefully, pretty much every one of you on the podium could keep up the good results next week. And then this is my last Xbox stream in a while because I'm moving away to another league from next week onwards. So thanks for letting me guest. Oh, thanks for letting me guest commentate, Dom. It's been a pleasure. I've really enjoyed it, and who knows, I may be back in the future. But yeah, it was a lot of fun tonight. So thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks,
that's
Jess.
my pleasure, and I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. I think that race was pretty chaotic, and I did say it before the stream started. I did say it could be a classic, and it was. I think it was one of the best races so far. Oh, definitely is the best race so far, and I think it's going to take some beating that race indeed. So on to the next one in Spain. Not easy to overtake around Spain, but we'll see how that one goes. But that's been round 2 of the season, done and dusted at Bahrain, and we'll be back next week for Spain, and we've got a lot to look forward to. See you next week.